Hey, as advertised, we got tip number 16. I know you've been waiting and waiting for this one, right? It's start a tradition, right? Your family might have a lot of traditions. Maybe start a new one. Maybe put a new spin on the old one. The point is, if you don't have one, please start one. These are the kinds of things that bring people together, especially if they have meaning. There's a lot of traditions that maybe their meaning has come and gone, maybe their purpose has come and gone. It might be time for something new, or just really embrace in a new way the old thing. Now again, this is really important when we come to church stuff. There's a lot of church traditions that are amazing, and there are some where it's like, okay, may have been good, 40 years ago, but things have changed, but the gospel hasn't. So we want to keep the focus on the gospel, on the reason for the season, which is Jesus, and embrace traditions like believing in Jesus, traditions like meeting as God's people, like being about the Word and doing all these things. So 1 Corinthians 11 verse 2, Paul is talking about traditions, and he says, he begins in the first verse by saying for them to imitate him as he imitates Christ, right? So he's taken like all of his cues from what Jesus did and how Jesus was. So he says, now I commend you because you remember me in everything and you maintain the traditions even as I delivered them to you, right? Those traditions of faith, those traditions of putting God first, of gathering as God's people, of respecting each other, of loving each other, of being connected to Christ and staying connected to Christ and knowing that you've been baptized into Him, into His death, into His resurrection. Those were the traditions, sort of this steadfast tradition of holding on to who Jesus is and what He has done all of the time. That is so important during this Christmas season because it's so easy to get off and to be all about all of the other traditions like the tree and eggnog and all those other things, which are great. But let's not get carried away. Let's not say that those are what Christmas is all about. They might be fun parts of Christmas, right? Inflatable decorations in your front yard can be awesome. They can be a whole lot of fun. But you know what? But that's kind of like that's the lid for them. The ceiling is fun, a little bit of entertainment. But God gives us this deeper meaning, and that's where those traditions come in. They're things that we stick with. They're things that unite us, that help us to have a kind of a common thing that we do. And for us, it's that Christmas is about Jesus. It's that He came, He set us free, He gave us life. We are forgiven, we are free, we are loved by God. That's the tradition, to hold that up. And for that to be what matters, and that's the thing that's going to bring us joy. That's the thing we're going to celebrate. We're going to sing songs about it. We're going to read in Scripture about it. We're going to even try to find books and other things that talk about it, because that's what it's all about, all right? So I hope that tip helps you today. If it does, hit that subscribe button, share this with somebody, and we'll talk to you next time for our next tip.